Chapter 10. The Art of Living. Of all our preconceptions about ourselves, the most basic is that there is a self. On this assumption, we each give highest importance to the self, making it the center of our universe. We do this even though we can see without much difficulty that among all the countless worlds, this is only one. And among all the countless beings of our world, again, this is only one. No matter how much we inflate the self, it still remains negligible when measured against the immensity of time and space. Our idea of the self is obviously mistaken. Nevertheless, we dedicate our lives to seeking self-fulfillment, considering that to be the way to happiness. The thought of living in a different way seems unnatural, or even threatening. But anyone who has experienced the torture of self-consciousness knows what a great suffering it is. So long as we are preoccupied with our wants and fears, our identities, we are confined within the narrow prison of the self, cut off from the world, from life. Emerging from this self-obsession is truly a release from bondage, enabling us to step forth into the world, to be open to life, to others, to find real fulfillment. What is needed is not self-denial or self-repression, but liberation from our mistaken idea of self. And the way to this release is by realizing that what we call self is in fact ephemeral, a phenomenon in constant change. Vipassana meditation is a way to gain this insight. So long as one has not personally experienced the transitory nature of body and mind, one is bound to remain trapped in egoism and therefore bound to suffer. But once the illusion of permanence is shattered, the illusion of I automatically disappears, and suffering fades away. For the Vipassana meditator, anicca, the realization of the ephemeral nature of the self and the world, is the key that opens the door to liberation. The importance of understanding impermanence is a theme that runs like a common strand through all the teaching of the Buddha. He said, "Better a single day of life seeing the reality of arising and passing away than 100 years of existence remaining blind to it." He compared the awareness of impermanence to the farmer's plowshare which cuts through all roots as he plows a field, to the topmost ridge of a roof, higher than all the beams that support it, to a mighty ruler holding sway over vassal princes, to the moon whose brightness dims the stars, to the rising sun, dispelling all darkness from the sky. The last words that he spoke at the end of his life were, "All sankharas, all created things are subject to decay. Practice diligently to realize this truth." The truth of anicca must not merely be accepted intellectually. It must not be accepted only out of emotion or devotion. Each of us must experience the reality of anicca within ourselves. The direct understanding of impermanence and, along with it, of the illusory nature of the ego and of suffering, constitutes true insight, which leads to liberation. This is right understanding.